Hi guys, my name is Tracy Njuguna, your host of the Do You For You podcast. Okay, I'm half the owner or half the member of Do You For You podcast, and on the other side there's someone who is making the beats. You can listen to the beats when you're listening to the song, and you can actually feel the rhythm of every episode and every rhythm of the episode. So yeah, his name is Signif, or what's the other name? You can talk. Ongea tu. Sema tu. Okay, his name is Peter. He doesn't want to talk. He's shy. So apart from that, let's start the episode. Welcome to Do You For You podcast. And this podcast is all about sharing our random stories, about trying to figure it out. And in most cases, maybe share bits and tips of how we got here. So basically, I can say about my growth. How did I start? Honestly, let me tell you guys a story of how I felt like I was in the wrong spectrum of things, where hakuna kitu ilikuwa ina make sense to me. Like nilikuwa naamka and the days just kept on happening. Unaona zile siku zenye kuangia umepanga, where you just wake up, scroll through Instagram, scroll through TikTok and everything else, just like unaangalia tu maisha ya watu and you have no idea about how to like take care of yours. Sasa mimi nilikuwa naamka hivyo siku yetu inaisha, and nilikuwa na feel like there's nothing I've accomplished in life. But this is not actually where the story started. Story ilianza like this. Story ilianza hivi. So I remember it was like 3 or 2 years ago. I don't really remember when, but then I felt like I wasn't really understanding myself. Nilikuwa na feel like nilikuwa nabebwa tu na upepo. You see, like where peer pressure tu inakubeba, you don't really know who you are, you don't know where you're going, you have no idea, you don't even have an identity. So those are the days that I was so weak. Like ungekuja uniambie Tracy, we go, we are going. I don't even care where we're going. I don't even care about like the money and everything in between. Nilikuwa tu nabebwa na upepo. And then it took me time. It took me a while to say no. I wasn't able to say no for a while. Like sikuwa naweza kusema hapana, sitaki kwenda, or I don't really think that person is me, you know. Sikuwa najijua. So it was easy kubebwa na hiyo upepo. But then with time, I realized that I had to make sure that I understood who I was. I had to like make sure that ubebo haita ati ubebo. Sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, ni maji. Anyway, I was scared. Like upepo ilikuwa inakam inanibeba. And hakuna kitu ningedo. Nilikuwa tu nakaa hapo inanibeba na sikuwa naweza kusema hapana. With time, I was able to say no to things. I was able to say like hapana sitaki kwenda. But honestly, it took me a lot of energy to say no to things. Unajua like vile unaendanga kusema no, alafu unajipata like uko scared to miss out on things. Sikuwa na hiyo boldness. Sikuwa naweza kusema no. Lakini let me tell you how I did it. This is what I did. After a while, I told myself that I don't have to do things that other people are doing because it was messing me up. So, nilikaa chini nikaanza kujiuliza, okay, Tracy, unataka nini? Unataka vile wewe unaona kunaenda, wewe unataka nini? And nika realize I don't even know what I want. As ushika hivi chini unajipata uko blank. So that's how I actually felt. Nilikuwa najipata like niko peke yangu, and nimekaa nikasema okay, kenye watu wanafanya mimi sifanyi, but mimi kaa niko peke yangu nataka kufanya nini? And that's when I started like developing random hobbies, and that's when writing started taking place. The first account I opened was a blogging account. It was called Be You For You. Be You For You was a blog. Like I used to share random stories about how poetry was coordinating with my life and everything in between. So nilianza kuandika poems because I felt like I had a deep understanding about who I was, and with time I got better with my writing. But then pia hiyo season ikaisha. So the next thing I did was I decided to what did I do after that? But after that, I don't know what I did. I think that's when I started like my Do You For You account. Do You For You account felt like a space where I could share. I started building a community where people could see what I was doing, and I started sharing my poems and everything else. So kuna watu walikuwa nakuja wananigasap, wananiambia, Tracy, you're a really good writer, and I felt really nice. But then I was a really, really good writer. I was just trying to build it up. So what I did was I got back. Nikasema, okay, maybe it's time to share my voice. So I started doing voiceovers here and there, and I started sharing bits and bits about myself. And that's when I recently uploaded a video where I was sharing more about how I was trying to figure it out and everything else. I don't really remember the video, but I know it was more about me sharing how I felt at the moment, because I really, really wanted to share my story with someone. Ili ni uplift msee. You see how sometimes you realize that kuna watu hamskizani, ama kuna watu unaweza taka tu uone waki-evolve. That's actually how I wanted things to be. So kuna time nilikuwa so alone, and those are the days I started building my so-called empire, and I started trying to focus on myself, trying to find what my strengths really were. Na hapo ndio most things had failed in my life, literally so many things. School was okay, siwezi complain about school, but everything else was failing. My life, my career, everything else, kila kitu tu ilikuwa inaanguka. Just kwa najua nataka nini. You see how ukiingia campus, and all you know is you just have to get that degree. So mi nilikuwa nashanga, okay, after the degree, what next? So niliingia campus nikiwa clueless. Sikuwa na idea. I actually remember that I chose the degree nikiwa na sistango. She was just there trying to guide me how to do everything. And yeah, so the degree I just chose it because I had a clue on business and IT. What I'm doing is business information technology. But then, hii degree nilifika point nika-realize, honestly, nikimaliza hapa alafu life yangu itaisha hivyo. So kuna vitu nilikuwa najaribu kufigure out, how to navigate through classes, how to navigate through friendship, how to navigate through life and everything else in between. Life yangu tu ilikuwa so complicated and messed up, na sikuwa najua what I was supposed to do. And with time, I realized that I had to refocus and re-strategize. So vile nilirudi back to my shell, and I realized that kuna vitu 1, 2, 3 nilikuwa nafaa ku change, some things that I had to change, habits, so many things. Ataka ilikuwa people who I used to hang out with, kuna vitu tu lazima ninge change. And yeah, I changed them. I actually had to start over. So nikaanza tu one step at a time. Ataka haikuwa a lot. Nilianza tu a step at a time, a step at a time, a step at a time. And nika-realize kuna vitu zenye hazikuwa zinanidefine. Ushaifika at a certain point where you realize that vitu zenye ulikuwa unataka zikudefine, they don't define you anymore. So hiyo ndio point fulani nilifika kwa life. Nili-realize hapana, Tracy, we can do better. Ushaika chini ukajikalisha kwa kamkunji, unajiita community. Yeah, hapo ndio lilifika. Nika-realize we just stop trying to make things hard for us. We just try to make things easier ili tuweze kuzihandle. Juu honestly nilikuwa at a certain point akili yangu karibu ibust. Juu niko hapo na jaribu ku act like a 30-year-old na niko hapo a 20-year-old mwenye hata ana clue, mwenye hata jui life inafaa kuwa aje. So nilirealize tu acha tu menikae, nitulie, ni relax na niache tu mambo mingi. So after a while ndio nika-realize kuna vitu zenye zilikuwa zinanivuta kitambo hazinivuti anymore. Shaipata vitu zenye zilikuwa zinakuita, zinakwambia Tracy kuja. Hizo vitu nazo hazikuwa zinanikaribia because they knew ningekataa. So hizo vitu zinilianza ku notice na change from point A to point B. Zilikuwa zinanifurahisha. Ungeniona nilikuwa tu na smile. After nione nilikuwa najimeasure in terms of milestones. So nilikuwa nakaa chini naona okay, tumeattend classes zote, bas. Tumefanya nini na nini, bas. You see those little things that make you happy, that make you feel umezi achieve. Hizo ndio vitu zilikuwa zinanifanya nikuwe lit up. So I feel like, okay, I'm actually doing better with my life, kuliko kitambo. Like kitambo nilikuwa nashanga, okay, Tracy sasa hapa tunafanya nini? But then with time I learned to be a good friend for me, my own friend in some way, where I started taking care of myself, like in really good ways. Ushaijipata tu like imposter syndrome ina reduce, like kila kitu tu yenye ilikuwa ina kustop inaacha tu kukaribia, hata ikukaribia like at all juu ina kuogopa. So that's why I reached with life. Na naweza sema like nilikuwa happy hizo times. I was really really happy trying to figure myself out. You see like how that milestone, like hiyo path, hiyo tu like kuna kitu tu, kuna dopamine inakupatianga, and na funnily enough kuna times zenye kulo, honestly kuna time tu zenye hata usikii kufanya kitu, usikii kufanya anything, umeboeka, una feel like vitu hazi add up like at all. Hakuna kitu ilikuwa ina add up na unasikia tu like, okay, maybe this is not for me, but no, ni stage of life. Like hivyo tu ndio vitu ziko like up down up down up down up down. So yeah, kuna time unge feel like you've figured it out, na kuna time unge feel like hakuna kitu najua. Dunia tu inakuambia, Tracy, relax, there's nowhere you're going, now it's time for you to rest. So hizo times zenye nilikuwa naambiwa ni rest. Okay, let me tell you guys something. I'm at a season where na learn to rest. You see like how kitambo nilikuwa like, okay, I just have to strive harder and higher, as in niko tu hapo najaribu tu kwenda big. Nilichoka, nakwambia with time nilipata burnout mbaya. Ushaipata burnout? Those are the bad days. They're like the worst days for you to have. Like unaamka unapata like hakuna kitu meaningful. Like unaamka unajaribu kufanya kitu yenye ilikuwa inakuwa uplift kitambo, unapata like they're not doing anything to you anymore. Na hizo days zilifanya ni realize that, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to take things too serious, like I'm supposed to learn how to rest, I'm supposed to like go slow. Juu hakuna pali time inaenda. We have ample time to do everything we actually want to do. So I really hope someone has gotten something from this episode. Juu mimi naweza sema like life tu iko na ups and downs zake, na kuna time tu utajipata tu hakuna kitu unajua, na kuna time uta feel like you know everything, na kuna time tu uko tu. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Bye, have a good day.